Top 12. The strongest demigods. Demigods are linked between the earth and the worlds of the gods. Demigods are the offspring of Greek gods and goddesses via relation with humans. Demigods have superhuman abilities and traits, yet they are mortal. Over the years, several demigods have also been featured in comic books. They have incredible strength and mysterious abilities, but have a deeper connection to Earth and people. Some have utilized their powers for good, while others have used them for evil. Whatever their intentions, demigods constitute a bridge between the godly and human realms. But the question is, which demigod is the most powerful? I have the answer to this question. Number 12. Perseus. Perseus was the first significant demigod in Greek mythology. He wasn't the first kid that Zeus had with a mortal, but he was the first to gain notoriety as a celestial hero. Perseus' story established the subsequent norm for mythological heroes and demigods in many respects. He was exiled and required to go on a long adventure to prove himself, even though he was the legitimate heir to a kingdom. As the lone mortal among the three Gorgons, Perseus' mission was to track down and slay Medusa. After that, Perseus was almost as immortal as many well-known demigods. The early demigod also had loyal hero worship that viewed him as the line between the gods and humanity, but a constellation in his likeness was one means of immortality. Number 11. Helen. She is the only well-known female demigod. Beautiful Helen was the daughter of Zeus, the Greek deity, and Leda, the wife of Tyndareus, king of Sparta. According to Greek mythology, Leda was seduced by Zeus, who appeared to her in the guise of a swan. A famous poem, Leda and the Swan, is based on this, resulting in Helen, the cause of the Trojan War. Helen married Menelaus, king of Sparta, and Agamemnon's younger brother. The 9-year Trojan War began when Prince Paris of Troy kidnapped Helen and carried her to Troy. Number 10. Aeneas. Known as a Trojan hero in Roman mythology, Aeneas was the son of the Trojan ruler Anchises and the Greek goddess Aphrodite. Because his father was a first cousin of King Priam of Troy, Aeneas was a second cousin to Priam's children. He appears in Homer's Iliad as a figure in Greek mythology. Aeneas is given significant attention in Roman mythology, most notably in Virgil's Aeneid, where he is depicted as Romulus and Remus's ancestor. He became Rome's first genuine hero. Snorri Sturluson compares him to the Norse deity Vidar of the Seer. Aeneas is shortish, stout, with a good chest, powerful, ruddy, flat-faced, nice nose, pale, balding, and a good beard. He sounds like a mighty Prince Charming. Number 9. Panthecilia. Panthecilia, a demigoddess, was the queen of the Amazon women, who are supposed to be the children of Ares, the Greek deity of battle, and Harmonia, the sea god, or Nereid. They are superwomen who must mate with males to continue their bloodline. They, however, exclusively have female progeny. With each generation, their power becomes further diminished. However, they have several magical rites that keep the flow of their energy steady. Number 8. Arcus. Arcus was a hunter who rose to become king of Arcadia in Greek mythology. He was known for teaching people how to weave and bake bread, and for introducing agriculture to Arcadia. He is Arcus and Callisto's son. He has his nation named after him. He was one of the finest hunters of his day. He is claimed to have taught his people how to weave and bake bread, in addition to being a demigod. Number 7. Konshu. Konshu is the son of Atum, also known as Amon-Ra, and Amuenet. However, his exact ancestry has long been debated. He has the traditional abilities of the celestial Heliopolis gods. He possesses the ability to rejuvenate, is impervious to sickness, and is very intelligent. Konshu can wield magic, travel between realms, cause earthquakes, cure the wounded, and even raise the dead. Number 6. Achilles. Peleus and Thetis had a son named Achilles. During the Trojan War, he was the finest Greek fighter. Achilles is also reported to have murdered Hector as retaliation for Hector's murder of Patroclus. Thetis plunged Achilles as a child into the water because she wanted her son to inherit her immortality. She had him by the ankle, so his heel was covered. Except for the spot on his heel, he was indestructible. On the day of the Trojan War, while battling with Agamemnon, Achilles handed Patroclus his golden armor. People mistook Patroclus for Achilles as he got to the field. Hector eventually murdered Patroclus. In vengeance, Achilles slew Hector and was slain 3 days later by Paris. Paris discharged an arrow at Achilles' heel, killing the greatest warrior. Number 5. Jason. Aeson's son was named Jason. According to legend, Jason served as the Argonauts' captain. Jason's mother sent him to the centaur Chiron when he was a newborn to be reared and kept him safe until he was old enough to return and take his kingdom. Jason also served as the Argos captain, an elite group of heroes manned. He had Meleager, Calais, Euphemus, and even Heracles temporarily join his company. Peleus dispatched Jason on a quest to find King Aeneas and Medea with the Golden Fleece. He was taken prisoner and forced to participate in the brutal ordeal of the plow. He won the difficult challenge, and as a gift, Medea was given to Jason as a dowry. Number 4. Hector. King Priam of Troy and Queen Hecuba gave birth to a demigod named Hector. He was a superb warrior and known as Troy's crown prince. When the Trojan War began, Hector seized command of the Trojan army. He tried to halt it by urging Paris to return Helen, but Paris refused. Hector battled fiercely on the battlefield as part of his job. He fought Ajax and finally killed Patroclus, dressed in Achilles' golden armor. But Achilles killed Hector on the battlefield and dragged his body to Troy. Although Hector was Zeus's favorite, it was stated that Zeus permitted him to be murdered, since it was his time to die. Number 3. Belarofon. Glaucus' son Belarofon was a hero whose victories were compared to those of Heracles and Theseus. When Belarofon came to Argos, the queen fell in love with him. She informed her husband Perseus that Bellerophon had tried to seduce her. In a fury, Proteus dispatched Bellerophon to Lycia with a letter. The letter instructed Lobates to murder Bellerophon, but Lobates showed him the letter that he had received. Later, Bellerophon exacts his vengeance on Queen Antea by throwing her from Pegasus as they rode through the sky. It is supposed that Bellerophon became arrogant and sought to fly Pegasus into the sky to outdo the gods, but in the end, he became paralyzed. Number 2. Chiron. Chiron was a centaur of uncertain origins. He was recognized for his kindness, intelligence, and incredible skill with the bow and arrow. He was the son of Cronos and Philyra, an Oceanid. When Jason's mother abandoned him to be hidden from Peleus, Chiron was claimed to have nurtured him. Achilles, Asclepius, and Actaeon were also said to have been schooled by him. He was immortal until Heracles' poison arrow accidentally scratched him one day. He was in such agony that he allowed his immortality to be transferred to someone else and died. Some think he lost his immortality to Prometheus. Number 1. Heracles. Heracles was the son of Zeus, the grandson of Perseus. Even as a baby, Zeus' son distinguished himself with exceptional bravery and power. However, the myth of the demigod would be tainted by his stepmother's animosity towards him. Hera hounded Hercules throughout his life because she was envious of his infidelity. She made her stepson insane, causing him to murder his wife and small children, among other family members. Among the most well-known myths from antiquity are those about Heracles' 12 labors. He performed seemingly unachievable stunts of power and endurance with the strength that a demigod could only possess. He battled centaurs, sacked Troy, and sailed with Jason and the Argonauts. He served the Lydian queen, released the Titan Prometheus, and participated in battles for several Greek nations. While many demigods had hero cults in the ancient world, Heracles was said to have received complete godhood and entered the pantheon of Olympus when his mortal body died. That's it all, folks, and I hope you enjoyed the information. Also, subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to receive the latest updates.